vast and sprawling kingdom of Nurabad, King Zarun held his reign. His realm was known for its beauty, its profound peace, and its great advancements in knowledge and art. However, a deep concern weighed heavily upon the king's heart. He was blessed with 3 sons, yet he remained uncertain as to which of them would truly inherit the throne. One day, King Zarun summoned all 3 of his princes to the royal court. He said, "Whoever benefits the future kingdom the most, possessing truth, courage, and justice, the throne will be his." He then summoned his royal treasurer and commanded him to bring 3 beautiful silver arrows. "Shoot these arrows towards the silver forest. Wherever an arrow lands, that's where your destiny will begin." The 3 princes prepared themselves. Prince Jiwar's arrow struck a luminous rock. He was overjoyed. "Ah, it seems nature itself has chosen me." Prince Faris, his arrow, swift and true, landed deep within the shadows of the dense trees. He gave a knowing smile. "Darkness is my only ally. I will surely defeat every single one of them." Prince Aryan, finally, the youngest, kind-hearted Aryan, released his arrow. His arrow landed by the shimmering edge of a pond bathed in silver moonlight. As he approached, he was astonished to see a luminous silhouette slowly rising from the depths of the pond. Then, quite suddenly, the water blossomed open like a field of flowers, and from within emerged Alivora, the fairy of moonlight. Her long shimmering hair, a soft pale blue light, a delicate moonlight glint in her eyes. Alivora said, "Prince Aryan, your arrow has chosen me. Are you truly the one who always keeps his promises?" Aryan placed his hand firmly upon his heart. "If a promise is for justice, I will fulfill it even if it costs me my life." Alivora's face then showed a very slight smile. "All right, then listen carefully. Malkara has cast a dark spell of shadows over the silver forest. Only a person with a truly pure heart can ever hope to break this spell." Aryan was completely taken aback. "I will definitely help you with this. Please tell me, what exactly must I do?" Alivora reached out and touched the water of the pond. A luminous glowing orb suddenly materialized. Its inner light is currently sealed away. If you manage to awaken it, the Queen of Shadows will surely be defeated. Aryan quickly reached out and grasped the orb, but the instant it settled into his hand, a profound coldness enveloped him, as if a deeply slumbering spirit resided within its core. Alivora said, "But I must warn you, this will not be an easy journey. You will have to pass through 3 magical locations. Every single one of these places will put your heart to the ultimate test." At that very moment, beyond the distant mountains, shadows began to stir. Malkara, the Queen of Shadows, unfurled her long dark cloak. She muttered in slow anger, "I had imprisoned the moonlight. No human could ever set it free. This Aryan, he thinks he can defeat me." The shadows began to dance around him. "Alivora is mine, and now this young prince will be mine as well." The queen then dipped her palm into the deep shadows. From it, a dark black crow was born. "Go now and transform his very first trial into certain death." The following morning, Aryan departed on his journey. Alivora gave him a small shimmering silver light. "It will illuminate your path through the deepest darkness." He made his way through the dense jungle path, arriving at the ice tunnel. Inscribed before him were words, "Only those who harbor no coldness in their hearts may pass." As Aryan stepped forward, sudden, intensely cold winds began to howl. The very ground beneath his feet started to split open. The shadow crow soared upwards, letting out a piercing shriek. Aryan lost his balance. His hands became stiff and cold. His legs began to tremble uncontrollably. Suddenly, from deep within the ice, a voice rang out. "Don't you dare lose heart!" An ice dog sniffer then came into view. He was shining brightly, just like the moon. "If you are truly sincere, then you must follow me." Aryan, with Snowfur by his side, continued his journey. They faced fierce storms and relentless attacks from ice shadows, but Snowfur, with his strength, blocked every single one. At long last, a bright glimmer of light appeared at the tunnel's far end. As he finally emerged from the darkness, Kumkuma began to feel warm. The very first part of their journey had now fully awakened. Snowfur then declared, "I will certainly stay right here with you." Aryan expressed his heartfelt gratitude, and then both proceeded towards their next destination. Emerging from the ice tunnel, Prince Aryan and Snowfur stepped out beneath the open sky. Before them lay an absolutely breathtaking sight, a vast golden meadow shimmering brightly in the soft moonlight where countless tiny stars sparkled upon the grass. This was the very place where Aryan was to undergo his second test. However, he was completely unaware that Malkara, the Shadow Queen, had already tainted this entire field with her dark and sinister magic. Snowfur pricked up his icy ears. We are not alone. Someone is watching us. Aryan placed his hand on the kumkumi, and from it, a soft, silvery moonlight emanated, as if it too was trying to speak. Son, you sense that danger is drawing near. Suddenly, a long, piercing shriek echoed through the sky. The black crow reappeared once more. It could have landed anywhere, but this time, it was not alone. Behind it, terrifying creatures formed from the mist began to float and swirl. Snowfur barked angrily. These are the shadows of Malkara, Aryan said softly. We must make haste. As Aryan stepped onto the field, a glowing object stopped before him. A small white squirrel, seemingly made of light. Its tail sparkled, eyes were clear, and movements were swift as lightning. You're Prince Aryan, aren't you, by any chance? He then wiggled his ears, just slightly. Aryan was truly quite astonished. So, tell me, who exactly are you? The squirrel, speaking in a playful and mischievous manner, announced, I am Lomi, the very heart of the illumination, and this entire meadow is where I reside. However, the wicked Malka has unfortunately scattered shadows and gloom all across this place. Suddenly, the very ground beneath them started to shake. Dark shadows began to rise up from the earth, launching their assault. Lomi, without a moment's thought, quickly grabbed Aryan's hand. All right, the second trial has now begun. You will have to cross the bridge of light. But be warned, this bridge only forms when you have complete control over your intentions, your heart, your fears, everything. Aryan nodded. I am ready. Lomi led them to the center of the field. There, a very deep chasm lay open. It was so incredibly deep that your heart would tremble just by looking down. But I don't see any bridge from here at all, Aryan said, quite surprised. Lomi replied, the bridge won't be visible until your true intentions are pure and bright. If doubt or fear should enter your heart, the bridge will surely break and you will fall into the chasm of death. Sunofer stepped forward with determination. I am standing right here with you, Aryan. Suddenly, the vast sky above them turned an ominous inky black, and Malkara's powerful voice resounded. Aryan, do you honestly, truly believe in your heart that you are deserving of the sacred light? You are utterly doomed to fail, just as every single mortal being eventually does. Shadows began to rise from the chasm. Their eyes were crimson like fresh blood. Aryan braced himself, steeling his heart. He lifted the mysterious Kamkama. From it, a soft, warm moonlight began to emanate. Clang! The light formed a shimmering platform in the air. Lomi spoke. Take one step, but do not be afraid. Aryan took his first step. The plank was solid, as if the moonlight itself had turned to stone. Then came the second step, and then the third. The bridge kept growing longer, and shadows from behind were trying to attack. Malkara screamed, You cannot reach the light. You are weak. There is doubt within you. Suddenly, the bridge began to tremble and sway slightly. Aryan's footsteps immediately halted. Lomi let out a piercing scream. No, don't you dare believe a single word he says. Sunofer then cast a cold, shimmering light near Aryan's feet, which instantly made the bridge firm and strong once more. Aryan closed his eyes, and then he said softly, I am embarking on this journey, not out of fear, but out of hope, and I truly believe in Eliora. I have faith in my own heart. My light resides within me, not in the shadow of Malkara. The bridge immediately lit up with all its might. Aryan began to walk forward with quick steps. Lomi quickly climbed up onto his shoulder. Sunofer ran along right beside them. Eventually, they successfully crossed the bridge. The moment they reached the other side, the firefly began to glow. The second part had finally awakened. Lomi waved her hands excitedly. That's incredible! You two actually did it! But Malkara, standing on the distant mountain peak, was shaking violently with pure rage. How is this even possible? How can a frail human being pass two such difficult trials? He spread his dark cloak, and from within it, a terrifying storm of shadows erupted. If this creature lives, Eliora, the moon fairy, will be set free. I will never let that happen. A storm of shadows began to advance towards Aryan. Aryan, Lomi, and Sunofer had just reached the next valley when the ground began to tremble. From amidst the tall grass, a golden lion, whose back bore small white tufts of fur, emerged. His eyes were as bright and radiant as the sun, and his voice was thundering. I am Aris, the Sky Lion. Chandni has sent me. I know that your life is in great danger. Aryan said, We are moving towards Malkara. Ares said in a low voice, Your third trial is still very far away, but before that, a storm of shadows will come. Strengthen your hearts. Suddenly, the heavens darkened completely, and the storm of Malkara, with its horrifying, decaying screams, crashed down upon them. Ares roared. The light from Sunova burnt away some of the shadows. Sunova was meticulously forming circles of ice. Lomi was swiftly darting and jumping from spot to spot, like a bolt of lightning. Aryan lifted the glowing lantern high. From it, the most powerful ray of light burst forth. But the shadows were far too many. Malkara's voice echoed, "You will not be able to reach my blind valley." The shadows began to pounce on Arya. Ares screamed, "Arian, speak the name of your deepest desire, the one hidden within your heart, for only that can truly save you." Arian closed his eyes, and from the very depths of his being, from his heart's core, a single name escaped his lips, Eliora. Suddenly, a tremendous, blinding burst of light exploded, such an overwhelming explosion that it completely tore through the raging storm. The screams of the shadows had grown quite faint, the storm had scattered, and was completely over. Ares said, "You two are now ready to proceed. Your ultimate trial, the third and most perilous challenge of all, now awaits you deep within the treacherous Blind Valley." Arian responded with unwavering resolve. "I am completely prepared. To save Elevera, I would gladly give the very last spark of light from my heart." And so, the three of them, Arian, Sunnifer, Lomi, and Ares, set off on their journey towards the perilous Blind Valley. As we drew closer to the Dark Valley, the entire atmosphere shifted. A strange, chilling cold filled the air, a heavy burden of fear and shadows, as though the very ground itself was groaning. Ares said in a low voice, "This valley is living, not an ordinary place. All three of you be careful." The mist was stirring with Sunova's icy footsteps. Lomi's tail glowed like a ray of hope in the dark. Aryan held the amulet close to his heart. Now this amulet was warmer than before. It was as if some kind of life was awakening, stirring deep within. "Elevera, I am coming," he said to himself, deep in his heart. When he arrived at the Blind Valley's gate, the earth itself began to split in two. Dark mist rose, and a massive stone door materialized. Engraved on the door, it read, "Only those with inner light shall reach the true light." Lomi stepped forward. "This door won't open by might, but only by the heart's pure truth." Aryan reached out his hand. The moment he touched the door, piercing screams of shadows rang out. The door itself began to glow brightly and burst open with a loud bang. They all held their breath. Beyond the doorway lay a terrifying valley, shrouded in perpetual gloom, a place so dark the sun's rays had never pierced its depths. Within its confines, thick, ominous shadows seemed to writhe and dance, a chilling spectacle. Every single shadow, every wisp of mist, every cold, unyielding stone felt steeped in a profound sense of anguish, a silent scream, or an eternal sorrow. In that desolate place, Aryan's thoughts drifted to Faris and Jiwar, remembering them. If only they were here with us, perhaps then they would truly understand that light and loyalty are the real treasure. As they continued walking, they finally arrived before a massive dark castle. The roofs of this castle were completely broken. The walls seemed to be weeping, and terrifying, eerie sounds echoed all around them. Ares warned, "She is within Malkara, the Queen of Shadows, and her treacherous snares are waiting for your arrival." Aryan responded with firm resolve, "Let's proceed." As they stepped into the Grand Palace Hall, a vast luminous shroud immediately came into view. Within the confines of that shimmering shroud, Elevera lay, clearly weakened and vulnerable. Her lustrous hair was of medium length, her eyes showed a deep weariness, almost as if they were shattered. Aryan, feeling a surge of restlessness, moved forward. "Elevera," Priest said in a weak voice, "Elevera, you truly came. I knew you would." But at that very moment, a sharp, cold, and terrifying laugh echoed throughout the entire palace, and Malkara, shrouded in a cloak of shadows, made her appearance. Malkara came forward and stated, "You seem to think this fairy is completely innocent. You have no idea of the actual truth." Elevera made an effort to open her eyes. "No, don't listen to her words." Malkara continued to speak. "I was once the true guardian of all light. I myself was born from the soft glow of moonlight. But the humans, they never truly valued my precious light. They shattered me with their deceptions, their lies, and their endless greed. And when the light dies, it becomes a shadow." Aras roared angrily. "Lies! You chose evil yourself." Malkara's scream rose. "I chose what the world gave me, and Elevra, the moon's last light, I will absorb it within me and become the Queen of Shadows forever." Aryan stepped forward. "As long as I draw breath, you will not be able to accomplish this." Malkara raised her hand high, and thousands of dark shadows descended upon Aryan.
Aris then unleashed a powerful, roaring blast of brilliant light. From his mighty wings, rays like the sun burst forth, and the dark shadows began to burn away. Sunofer unleashed a torrent of powerful, raging snowstorms. The ground became completely frozen, and numerous shadows shattered into oblivion. Lomi moved with such astonishing swiftness that the shadows were unable to capture her radiant light. But Malkara had a magic, the most powerful of all: deceit. She twisted the very air, and the shadows conjured false screams of Alavera before Aryan. "Oh, Aryan, save me! I'm dying!" Aryan was confused. "What is this? Whom should I believe?" Malkara spoke in a low, hushed tone. "Fear is your ultimate trial. Should you fail this challenge, Alavera will become mine eternally." Aryan slowly closed his eyes. He then heard a voice from the deepest part of his soul. "Alavera can truly never betray you. The truth is hidden in the heart." Aryan picked up the lantern. Its light was about to burst forth, but it still lacked one thing: Aryan's own light. Aryan looked up at the sky and then pulled something from his pocket. It was a small broken silver chain, a gift given to him by his mother. This was his very last memory. He then spoke in a low, hushed voice. "If I truly desire my light, then I will sacrifice my most precious possession for Alavera's life." He placed the string into the amulet, and in the very next instant, the amulet burst forth, transforming into a blinding, intense light. Such a powerful radiance that, with a piercing shriek, it utterly destroyed Malkara's magic.
Shadows burned. The palace began to crumble. Eliora's protective aura melted and vanished completely. Malkara shrieked, collapsing to the ground. "No, this light! It's burning me alive! I cannot exist in this world any longer!" He looked at Aryan, his gaze filled with wonder. "You achieved what no human being had ever done before. You illuminated the entire world with the pure, radiant light of your heart. I might never have turned bad if I had received such a heart too." Her body turned to smoke, and wailing, she was gone. The walls of the blind valley broke. Light shone on the sky for the first time. Eliora came to Aryan. Her eyes were filled with tears. "You have sacrificed your most valuable possession for my sake," Aryan, with a gentle smile, then said. "The true and beautiful name for light is, in fact, love." From Eliora's outstretched hand, a shimmering ray of pure moonlight gently emerged and then softly entered Aryan's very chest, and where a faint dormant spark had resided, it blossomed forth magnificently, just like a beautiful flower. This radiant, powerful light, Aryan, it is now truly yours. You are no longer merely a prince. You are now the chosen guardian of light itself. Aris bowed his head. "From this day forward, you are the true and rightful heir of Nurabad." Aryan, Eliora, Lomi, Sunofer, and Aris made their way back towards the palace. The people were cheering joyfully. "The Prince of Light has returned," they cried. "Freedom to Fairy Eliora!" Tears welled up in the eyes of King Jarun. "Aryan, you have achieved what I had never even dreamed was possible. From this day forward, the glorious throne of Nurabad is rightfully yours." Eliora smiled and said, "And I will always be by your side." A magnificent celebration took place in Nurabad, with fistfuls of sparkling lights, a gentle shower of enchanting moonlight, and a vibrant fair filled with pure happiness. If you truly enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more.